Hi everyone, very good evening. Welcome to the rescheduled and virtual 2020 Thoroughbred Breeders Association National Hunt Awards evening. I'm sorry I'm not coming to you from a hotel in Doncaster, but from my kitchen in Teddington, southwest London. But we felt it was very important that this evening should go ahead. We're just going to give everybody a minute to join us online. And once we feel we've got everybody together, then I will start proceeding. So just relax for a minute or two, and then I'll be right back with you. So welcome back. A very good evening, everybody. I'm really pleased to welcome you to this 2020 TBA National Hunt Breeders Award evening with a real difference, and due to circumstances obviously beyond all of our control, a virtual event. It's the 6th time that the awards will have been held, and it's only fitting the success of your British breds over the past 2019-20, albeit truncated National Hunt season, be celebrated. And when you look at the list of winners, there really are some star names and so much encouragement that there are some fantastic British bred horses out there, not just geldings, but also the fillies and mares that we're trying so hard to promote, more of which in a moment with Robert Whaley-Cohen. The TBA National Hunt Committee would particularly like to thank and to congratulate the breeders of each of the nominees, and 3 nominees in each category this evening, as well as to thank each of the awards sponsors tonight, and also to you at home who are watching. And at least you can watch in the comfort of your own home, have as much wine as you like, you don't have to pay for it, and you can barrack me all you want to your heart's content, and I won't be able to hear you. As in previous years, the TBA National Hunt Committee had a secret ballot to identify the winner of each category. The criteria for choosing the winner of each award is that the award should go to the breeder of the horse whose results during the past British and Irish racing season have, in the opinion of the TBA National Hunt Committee, most enhanced the prestige of British jumps breeding. This doesn't necessarily mean the winner of the most important race or the horse with the highest official rating. So there isn't a metric as such. It's about enhancing the prestige of the sport. Now, there are 3 nominees in each category for 9 awards being presented, plus 1 very special award and 4 additional National Hunt Awards, which will also be celebrated. But before we get underway with our first award, we're going to hear a few words from the Thoroughbred Breeders Association National Hunt Committee Chairman. This is the first real test of our technology this evening. A very good evening to Mr. Robert Whaley-Cohen. I hope you are there. Robert, good evening.
I am here. I hope you can hear me.
I can hear you. I sadly can't see.
Now you can see me.
Now I can see you. Loud,
magic. Had to open that vital thing that says start video.
Well, you set the bar quite high for the rest of our winners this evening. But it's lovely to see you. How are you, first of all?
Very well, thank you. And rather just starting to get extremely tired of being so careful and self-isolating, which is the only sensible thing to do. And I haven't been to the races now since I went to Lark Hill 2 days after Cheltenham, but I'm much looking forward to getting back again.
And whilst many people haven't been able to go to the races, an awful lot of work's been done behind the scenes to make life a little bit better and hopefully a bit more profitable for all our treasured National Hunt breeders.
Indeed, thank you very much, Nick, for that introduction. I mean, last year I said my farewells as chairman of the National Hunt Committee. I'm like sort of proverbial bad penny. I haven't actually gone, so I'm sorry to say I'm still here. But I do promise I will be going at the AGM this year. But of course, that's been delayed until November. But by then I will have done very nearly 10 years, and such a lot has happened in that time. Before talking about that achievement, you were talking about what's going on behind closed doors. I really want to lavish praise on the TBA's chairman, Julian Rich Watson, and Shepherd, the chief executive, as they played an absolute blinder in getting this year's breeding season to happen at all. Because when the lockdown was first, the view was that breeding was completely non-essential and therefore should not happen. No vet should go and attend to mares, no mare should go to visit a stallion, altogether a total disaster. But thanks to their hard work and the very good relationship built up over many years with DEFRA, they got this reversed, and the protocol was created that made it possible to have a normal season, albeit with great care to protect human health. And we all owe them a huge debt, because without them, this 2020 breeding season would never have happened. The two biggest achievements over the last few years, COVID-19 to one side and the 2020 breeding season, is a huge increase in the numbers of races for fillies only. Gives them a chance to prove their soundness and their talent, mostly as there are so many more opportunities for them. In fact, since 2005, the number of races for fillies has increased in 7 black type races for them. 2 hurdle races for fillies at the Cheltenham Festival, which is such a mega target for so many. And next March, there'll be the first ever fillies steeplechase. Now, that's not only a great achievement in its own right, but shows how far we've come. As even a very few years ago, the race would have been a total embarrassment because there wouldn't have been enough proper quality runners. But who'd have guessed that Annie Power and Epatante would be winning the champion hurdle itself? None of that would have been possible without all the extra opportunities that enabled them to start out in fillies-only races and show their talent. The lack of opportunity for fillies to race was just one of the hazards facing breeders. The other major one was the modest rewards that breeders receive for fillies when they sold them. They very rarely covered their cost of production. They never reached the equivalent price they would have reached if they'd been a gelding. The game changer is the introduction this year of the GBB, the Great British Bonus. Now, that's a prize for a filly out of a British-based mare, sired by a British-based stallion. Is changing the perception as the potential rewards for a British-based filly makes it desirable to buy them and race them, or for breeders to race them themselves. The connections collect £20,000 if they win most fillies races, and 50% of that if they win against geldings or are sired by an overseas-based sire. That is a massive boost to the British-based breeders. If they sell the horse, they should get a better price, and if they paid the registration, the stud will receive £4,000 every time the horse wins, while the winning owner gets £13,000 and the trainer, jockey and stable staff £3,000. That is a huge motivation to everybody involved. If the breeder decides to race the filly themselves, they'll not just get the £4,000 as the breeder, but the owner's £13,000, so a massive £17,000 every time the filly wins, which, considering the kind of modest prize money which most of us are now racing for, is huge, and means the filly will about have covered the cost of racing with one win for a breeder owner. Just to remind you, registration for fillies, for yearlings, closes at the end of August, so do be sure your fillies are registered, whether you mean to race them or sell them. I'm really proud that all this progress has been made on my watch, thanks to the terrific support of the members of the National Hunt Committee and the main board of the TBA. But now I am going to hand over the role, so someone else will be here next year, and hopefully we'll all be at Doncaster in May, in person, and though my successor won't be known until the TBA elections are behind us at the AGM in November. Thank you very much, Nick.
Robert, thank you very much. And here's to you, and thank you very much for your brilliant stewardship of the National Hunt Committee over the last decade. I hope that's a gin and tonic and not a glass of water. Mine is not a beer, but it's a sort of good tankard anyway. If it was a gin and tonic, we might struggle to get through to 8:30. Uncharacteristic.
I thought it was sake. I thought you were going to have it. Really enjoy it.
Well, I hope you all are going to enjoy it. Robert, thank you very much indeed. Robert Whaley-Cohen, the outgoing chairman of the TBA National Hunt Committee, and what a contribution he's made.